What it do, what it do? This your boy Gangsta Cap. You already know what time it is. I got the lowdown for the low now. And this is where it go down. I need everybody to like, share, subscribe to the page. Because you already know this is the #1 spot on YouTube for on-air celebrity gossip. What time is it, man? 5:47 in the morning. You already know what it is, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. Ain't no reason why we don't make the news. We just break the news down, man. We don't make the news. We just break this shit down. I gotta cover a few things this morning. Y'all know how we do, man. Y'all know how we do, man. Can't give them the truth all the time. Hold up, y'all. What it do? What it do? You already know. You already know. Let's break this shit down real quick, man. Your boy Bobbie Miles, man. Your boy Bobbie Miles, y'all. How many of y'all know about Friday Night Lights? See, as a kid, I woke up. I grew up watching Friday Night Lights, so that was my shit.
The movie?
Yep.
I did. I grew up watching the movie. I loved it.
I grew up watching this shit. So I was surprised. I was surprised to find out your boy Bobbie Miles is arrested again, y'all. For people that don't know, your boy Bobbie Miles from Friday Night Lights just got arrested for another 13 years. Who would have knew that he was locked up for rape? Your boy Bobbie Miles in the movie Friday Night Lights got charged with a rape charge in 1999 and was sentenced to 22 to 35 years in prison. 22 to 35 years in prison, y'all. Just to get out in 2002 and violate his terms of his parole. Now, who would have knew that the infamous Bobbie Miles would catch a rape charge? You understand what I'm saying? So when I tell people that a lot of these niggas don't know who the fuck these people are, this is a perfect example. You understand what I'm saying? This is a perfect example of when I say people don't even know niggas. They glorify this nigga still to this day. Still shows his movie. Still talk about him.
Okay, so this is talk about characterization. Okay?
Yeah, let's go.
So now him being arrested, this did happen a while ago, right? I'm looking at the story here. But it says James Earl Bobbie Miles Jr., who's 53, from Friday Night Lights fame, Friday Night Lights fame, has been sentenced to 13 years in prison after an Ector County jury found him guilty of failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So then it says, according to previous reports that were in 2022, Miles was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to aggravated sexual assault in connection with a 1999 assault. One of the terms of his plea agreement was that Miles had to register as a sex offender after his release from prison. So authorities said he failed to do so upon his release, which was in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So it says he was awaiting trial on 2 family violence charges. So according to an Odessa Police Department, a report that came, this was March of 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is when they go to his home. Officers were dispatched to a home on Dobbs. So by this time, he's already out.
He got out in 2022.
Right, so he's out. And in 23, officers were dispatched to his home on Dobbs to investigate a disturbance after a woman called 911 and said her ex-husband was choking her. Dispatch operators asked officers to hurry to the scene because the victim's emergency call was disconnected and there was no answer for multiple callback attempts. So at the scene, officers found a car parked in the roadway.
Wait, slow down. Read it again.
Oh, take it from the top.
Take it from the top. It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, I didn't expect this.
It's a lot going on, y'all. Share the lie.
This is coming out a lot differently than the Friday Night Lights that we thought. So it says, according to an Odessa Police Department report, this was in March of 2023. It says officers were dispatched to a home on Dobbs to investigate a disturbance after a woman called 911 and said her ex-husband was choking her.
So I got to get this. So you know what we got to do, Cap Gang? We got to get the body camera footage from Bobbie Miles being arrested, and we got to get the paperwork. We're going to get the paperwork today. Go ahead, keep going.
Right, so it says dispatch operators asked the officers to hurry to the scene because the victim's emergency call was disconnected and there was no answer on multiple callback attempts. So at the scene, officers found a car parked in the roadway in front of the home. Investigators said that the car was sticking out in the middle of the street and running. Inside, a woman later identified as Miles' ex was found slumped in the driver's seat, her head resting in the passenger seat. Investigators said they could not tell if the woman was alive or multiple knocks on the window went unheard. So they didn't know at this time. They just see her slumped over in the car.
She was slumped over in the car.
Right. It says that she was sitting. She's okay. So she's sitting in the car. And they found out that it's his ex-wife. It just says Miles' ex. And she slumped over into the driver's seat and her head is resting in the passenger's seat. So she's in the driver's seat and she's leaned over to the right with her head.
Was she beat up?
They don't know at the time. They couldn't get her to wake up. They're knocking on the window. She's unresponsive. So before medics arrived, officers said the woman regained consciousness and unlocked the door. The woman was found with redness to her neck, a well of bleeding cuts to her hand, and investigators said that they had great difficulty speaking. She had great difficulty speaking and breathing as she thought her neck was broken. So before she was taken to an emergency room care, the victim said she'd been choked by Miles, her ex-husband, and told officers he was still inside the home.
Her ex-husband. So could this be the child's mother? Or was this somebody else? So now I need to find out who did he assault. Was it the child's mother? Because he has a son. Keep going.
Right. Well, this looks like a completely different assault. So it says a record check on Miles revealed 16 prior arrests for crimes such as aggravated.
Wait, whoa. 16 prior arrests?
Yeah. It says a record check on Miles revealed 16 prior arrests for crimes such as aggravated sexual assault, disorderly conduct, assault on a family member, failure to comply with sex offender registration.
Wait, so you telling me Bobbie Miles from Friday Night Lights had a problem with his hands?
Yeah, with his
Not
hands.
only was he a rapist, but he had a problem with his hands. So really, this boy should have never even went to college. So it's a good thing that ain't nobody try to really recruit him. You got to remember this guy was one of the highly recruited running backs coming out of Permian.
Right. Because it says he's one of the failure to comply with sex offender registration, as well as drug possession and violation of protective order. While combing through Miles' history, which included 8 convictions, officers learned that the victim was the subject of a protective order aimed at keeping Miles away. Investigators approached the home and said Miles refused to answer the door or exit his residence. Additional units arrived on the scene, and Miles was eventually taken into custody with the help of canine officers. Once Miles was in custody, officers searched the home and said they found more than 7 ounces of marijuana.
This nigga had a damn near half a pound?
As well as gun cleaning kit and bullets.
So he had a half a pound of weed in their house.
This is in 2023 when they walked in the house.
So he already on parole.
Yeah.
Already on parole. Got to register as a sex offender. And you telling me that you walking around with a motherfucking half a pound of marijuana in the crib.
It gets good. Listen, it said, according to an affidavit, Miles said he used marijuana. So he had the gun cleaning kit and the bullets. It says, according to the affidavit, Miles said he used the marijuana legally for knee pain. However, investigators said that the drug was packaged in 18 individual bags for distribution.
Oh, so Bobbie Miles was selling weed. Wait. Mm-hmm. So Bobbie Miles, one of the best running backs to ever come out of the state of Texas, not only went to jail for rape, not only went to jail for aggravated assault, not only went to jail for failure to register as a sex offender. You telling me that he was out here selling weed? He had 18 individual packages?
The distribution.
So 18 individual packages. Okay, so he had a half a pound, right? So that's 8 ounces.
Yeah, it said more than 7 ounces.
So they said he had how many individual packages?
It just said more than 7 ounces of marijuana.
I know.
18 individual bags.
Okay, so if he had 18 individual bags, let me break it down to you, because we know weed terminology. So if he had a half a pound, that's 8 ounces. A little bit over 7. That's about 8 ounces. He had about 8 ounces. Individually, he broke them up in halves. Mm-hmm. So 8 ounces, each ounce is 2 halves. 1 half is 14 grams. It takes 28 grams to make an ounce. So he had 8 ounces broke up into halves, where he was selling basically 14 grams 18 times. Mm-hmm. 16 times. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Because 8 ounces divide the 8. So you're going to get 1 ounce, you're going to get 2. You're going to get 2 bags. So 1 half. So the 8 turned into 16. So he basically, instead of selling O's, he was selling halves.
Okay.
So this nigga was out. So he was a major player in the weed business. Not like he was selling dimes.
This is just what they got him with, right? Mm-hmm. For this time, because they go into the house. Had this not happened, we probably would have never known. Because remember, they're there for this instant, this 911 call. They're discovering this while they're at the house trying to arrest him because he didn't want to open the door.
So they wouldn't even knew that your boy was selling weed.
No, had they not been there for this 911 call. So they go back to the hospital.
So, but hold on. So you know what I want to say though? If he's selling weed as a grown-ass man,
2023.
In 2023, 2022, I could imagine what the hell he was doing it prior.
Well, I mean, it says that he had 16 prior.
It said, hey, Jamar said he had 7. The article said he had a little bit over 7 ounces.
Yeah.
The article says he had a little bit over 7 ounces. So a little bit over 7 ounces. Either way, he had damn near close to a half a pound.
Right.
8 ounces is a half a pound. 16 ounces is a pound. The nigga had damn near close to a half a pound. He was breaking them up into halves. And he was selling half ounces. Bobbie Miles from Friday Night Lights was a motherfucking big time player in the drug business.
Well, they say he'd been arrested for drug possession.
Big time player in the drug business, y'all.
So now it goes back to the story of what initially happened in the house while they were there first place. So they get back to the hospital. The officer spoke with the victim, who was the ex-wife. And she said she was trying to work things out with Miles. And when he asked her to leave his home, she said Miles threw her on the bed and began choking her nearly to the point of passing.
She asked him to leave her home?
No. So it says they were working things out at this point because they're exes, right? So I guess she's at the house. So when she speaks to the officers, it says the victim who said she was trying to work things out with Miles when he asked her to leave his home. So this is in the mid. She's getting ready to tell about the conversation. He asked her to leave. She said Miles threw her on the bed and began choking her nearly to the point of passing out. The woman said she began losing her vision. And then Miles told the victim that she was faking it, and he hit her on the side of her face as she pushed her out the home. And and then she said she was praying for help, but he's saying that's not what happened. I was pushing her out the door, trying to get her to leave. The victim says once she got outside the home, he began wobbly. She felt wobbly. And she remembers starting her vehicle before getting dizzy, and that's when she finally passed out. He was arrested and charged with assault by impeding breath and failure to comply with protective orders.
Wait, say that again, so I can know these charges.
Okay.
He was failure to what?
Miles was arrested and charged with assault by impeding breath and failure to comply with a protective order in connection with the March 2023 arrest. Because he's saying, oh, I only pushed her on the side of the face to get her out the house, but her bodily injuries
were considered
right.
They were more comparable with assault and an attempted.
Because she had the markings around her neck, the scratches on her hand, as if she was probably trying to scratch to breathe. You get what I'm saying? And by the time she got to her car, she passed out. She thought she could drive away. So he gets arrested, and he's charged with impeding breath and failure to comply with the protective order. So Miles, a former Permian High School running back, was a primary subject of the book Friday Night Lights, A Town, a Team, and a Dream. And he was thought to have, dozens of top football scholarships and careers, but his athletic career was sidelined by a knee injury.
Yeah, so we saw that in the movie.
Right. So the knee injury, looks like the aftermath of high school.
But this is what people don't know. Character don't just show up. It don't show up just when he get out of high school. You see what I'm saying?
But it didn't, because if you watch the movie, that's what we loved so much. The cockiness, the attitude that he had within the movie about him being Bobbie. He was a shit, right? Mm-hmm. He was a shit from the way he talked, the way he treated people, the way he talked to the doctors. Remember when he was going back and forth for the knee injury? The movie did that just. Why? Because they had to be explained in the movie. People that knew Bobbie probably knew him to be this type of person. We weren't there, so watching the movie, we liked it because it came.
But people actually say they dimmed it down in the movie. It was one of his somebody. I knew somebody that played with him in Permian. He was a coach. The dude said even though he was, first of all, one dude that played with him said, first of all, he wasn't even the best player on the team. Mm-hmm. They said he was good. He had a lot of offers, but they make him look like he was the shit. Was like it was another running back on the team that was supposedly better than him. Mm-hmm. That got shine, but Bobbie was the man because he was his character, his star personality. But this dude literally said nobody liked him. They was like nobody liked him. Everybody hated him. He was cocky as hell. They was like he was arrogant, had an attitude. So they tried to make it look like that, but they dimmed it down.
But understand, here's what we forget about imagery. It's a movie. So they're giving you true events that happen. But within that, it's still a movie, right? We're taking it verbatim with the love that we're watching in the movie. And that's what we're embodying because we don't know no better, especially about the person who wasn't there. So we're taking it firsthand, all of the emotions, the things that happened, and you just take it for face value. It's not till you really get to investigate a person that you can put two and two together and say, oh, I understand what the movie was trying to project because this is the type of person that I can see doing things exactly like this.
So who would have ever thought that your boy Bobbie Miles caught a rape charge, did 22 years in jail, just to get out of jail and violate his conditions of his requirements. So not only did he violate the sex offender requirements, but he caught another assault case, basically.
Assault case
and a drug case.
Possession. But this has been in his record for assault on a family member.
So start back from the beginning for the people that's just getting in, because there's a lot of people right now that's just getting in on Facebook in the group. Break this down for the people again.
Okay. So article starts by James Earl Bobbie Miles, who we know from Friday Night Lights, from his Friday Night Lights fame. It says, has been sentenced to 13 years in prison after an Ector County jury found him guilty of failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. According to previous reports, in 2020, Miles was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to aggravated assault in connection with a 1999 assault. One of the terms of his plea agreements was that Miles had to register as a sex offender after his release from prison.
And that's a plea agreement. See, let's make this clear. People don't understand. This is a plea agreement. Mm-hmm. So that means
you have to abide by these.
But no. What I'm saying is that wasn't his mandatory sentence.
Oh, you're saying this is something.
That's an agreeable plea, basically, so you don't have to do all the terms of your jail time.
Okay.
Basically, you're going to get out on parole. You're going to get on parole. You're going to have to file as a sex offender. Mm-hmm. He couldn't even follow the plea agreements so he could stay out of jail.
No, because it says authorities said he failed to do so upon his release in 2022.
Yeah. Who the fuck would spend 20-something years in jail and not want to register, and as all you got to do is register as a sex offender?
Right, but it says Miles is now awaiting. So this article came out last year, I would say. So at that time, it says Miles is now awaiting trial on 2 family violence charges. This man is reckless.
Plus the drug charge.
Yes, this is right. Oh, that don't even come yet.
Yeah,
right, that don't even come yet. It says according to Odessa Police Department report on March of 2023. Officers were dispatched to a home on Dobbs to investigate a disturbance after a woman called 911 and said her ex-husband was choking her. Dispatch operators asked the officers to hurry to the scene because the victim's emergency call was disconnected and there was no answer on multiple callback attempts. At the scene, officers found a car parked in the roadway in front of the home. Investigators said the car was sticking out in the middle of the street and running. So it looked like maybe she tried to get away. She said she remembered turning on the car and then passed out. Because inside...
And she could have died from carbon dioxide.
She could have.
See, that's why that's why she was passed out. That's why she was passed out. If they would have never woke her up in that running car, she would have died from carbon dioxide poison. And this is another thing. And this is another thing. She didn't fall asleep. He choked her out.
Yes, because it says at the scene, the officers found the car parked in the roadway in front of the home. Investigators said the car was sticking out in the middle of the street and running. Inside, a woman later identified as Miles' ex was found slumped in the driver's seat, as if she was going to drive away, her head resting in the passenger seat. Investigators said they could not...
So that means she was in the driver's seat and slumped over. So that means she was trying to get away. And he passed out. And he choked her ass out.
He passed out. Now this is
now. Let me ask you something, because we got it. It's certain thing we got to talk about. He might have thought he killed her at that moment.
Well, no. See, the what happens in the house. He tried to say that he kind of like mushed her on the way out to get her to leave, like as if she don't.
No, he was in the car fighting her. That's why the only way she could be slumped over in the car is if you choke her in the car. And she falls out in the car. I know. Hold on. I don't want you to finish it. I don't want you to finish it. I want to dialogue. So the only way that she could be slumped over in the car is if he's choking her and then she falls in the car. But my thing is, he could have thought that he killed her at that time. Because remember, at this time, he don't know the cops is on the way. Because who leaves a girl that's slumped over in the car, passed out, just sitting there? For the cops to come. A normal person is trying to wake her up. Hey, baby girl, get up. Grab her out the car. Bring her in the house. He could have literally thought at that moment, because in the midst of arguing, going back and forth, he choking her, he grabbing her by the neck. He thinking, he in the midst of trying to, I'm tired of this bitch. She passed out. He thinks she dead. He would get out the car. Now he in the crib trying to figure out what the fuck he gonna do, not realizing the cops on their way right now. What saved his life is that she was still alive and didn't die. Or we be talking about Bobbie Miles killed his ex-wife today. Finish it up.
Okay, so investigators said they could not tell if the woman was alive and multiple knocks on the window went unanswered. Before medics arrived, officers said the woman regained consciousness and unlocked the door. The woman was found with redness on her neck as well as bleeding cuts on her hand. Investigators said that she had great difficulty speaking and breathing and said she thought her neck was broken. Before she was taken to a room.
Now you see that? Now she thought her neck was broken. Why would you think your neck broken? Somebody had to be choking your ass. Somebody had to be choking you to the point where you had to be getting choked the fuck out for you to get to the point where you think your neck broken.
Right. Because it says before she was taken to the emergency room for care, the victim said she'd been choked by Miles, her ex-husband, and told officer that he was still inside the home. So
he choked her out. Damn near tried to kill her.
Right. So, and then that's when it goes into you want me to read that again too?
Go ahead.
A records check on Miles. So they're getting ready to go into the home. So you know how they do. A records check on Miles revealed 16 prior arrests for crimes such as aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, assault on a family member, failure to comply with sex offender registration.
Now check this out. 16 prior arrests, right?
Yeah.
He went to jail in 1999. So from the time he got out of Permian High School to 1999,
it was rough.
This nigga got 16 charges. Think about this. You telling me that nobody was able to lay their hands on this man and help this man? From the time he graduated high school to the time he went to prison in 1999, he had 16 charges. So what year did he graduate in high school? They said that was in the 80s?
I think that was in the 80s, yeah.
What year was Bobbie Miles and Friday Night Lights, y'all?
Did he graduate?
Huh? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he graduated high school.
What year did he graduate?
What year did Bobbie Miles graduate? Hold on, let me see.
You want me to finish?
Let me find out what year he graduated first. What year did Bobbie Miles graduate high school from Odessa, Permian? Okay, Bobbie Miles, he attended Permian High School in Odessa, Texas. Miles is a major figure in the Bissinger book as one of the top school running backs in Texas high school. Hold on, let me see. When did he graduate? Wikipedia tell you. He was born in 1970. April 6, 1970, he was born, right? So in 1999, when he went to jail, he would have been he'd have been 29. So in 1999, so 70 to 99, that's down in 30 years. So he at 29, he went to jail, went to prison. From 18 years old to 29, so let's say 28, in that 10-year span, from 18 to 28, that's only 10 years. Mm-hmm. That nigga caught 16 charges. Mm-hmm. Do you know what that means? That means nobody in that community laid hands on him. That means nobody tried to help him. Nobody tried to mentor him. This is why I say football. We got to take accountability. These coaches, people got to take accountability that was in his life too. Because when he was playing football, he probably was the man. Everybody give him what he want. Take him wherever he want to go. Do whatever he need for him. Right. What happened from 18 to 28? Right. What happened to all the people that was in his life? What happened to the mentors? What happened to the uncles? What happened to everybody that was in this man's life that was willing and ready to take from him when he get what he get, because they knew he was going to get whatever when he went to college.
Oh, yeah, these people, they're around you when they think that something good is coming on the other end. And, you know what I'm saying, once they don't see it, they leave you to your own demise. That's why it sounds like, I mean, it don't sound like nobody good, I'm not going to say nobody good was in this corner, but it don't seem like he was willing to listen to anybody. He's living on his own terms. You living a life of crime. What the fuck?
But from 18 to 28, do you know what has to happen to your life in a 10-year span to crash that hard to where in the next 10 years you're going to be like if you 18 and I looked at Bobbie Miles at 18 in high school and I said, Bobbie Miles, you're one of the best running backs in the state of Texas. But in 10 years, you're going to prison for 22 years.
Oh, like if you had a chance to foresee?
Yeah, if I had a chance to see.
Well, see, that's the thing, because here it discussed at the very end of the story about his knee injury, right? So if we're talking about a person who was projected to have so much off of his athleticism and, you know, just the progress that they expected him to have, and you got a knee injury, right? If you're a narcissist and the movie shows that this was his life, that's what he put into his life. We all know the part of the movie when he's sitting in the car with his uncle and he's like, what am I going to do now? You get what I'm saying? What about me? Why is this happening to me? Now, imagine embodying that feeling, because now you know your future has just changed. It shows his priors show him to be angry, assault, drug possession, violating the protective order, sex offender. Nothing shows this about a happy person, right?
Oh, see, this
right?
is
No,
all right.
so you
See, so let me put you on game. Read this, because this would explains a lot. Read his early life. This would explain a lot, yeah.
Under this here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it shows Miles was born en route at St. Luke's Hospital in Houston with a police escort on April 16 of 1970. He lived with his parents until he was 3 when his mother left him with his maternal grandmother in Houston and moved permanently to Oklahoma without him. Around the age of 5, Miles went to live with his father, James Sr. The elder Miles was working 2 jobs as a truck driver and a printing plant laborer, which left Miles lonely for most of his time. His father lost custody of Bobbie when he started dating a woman who Bobbie says physically abused him. He was placed in a foster home in the Houston area, and 8 months later, he was put in the care of his uncle, L.V. Miles, in Odessa, Texas. The two started.
So basically, stop right there. From the age of 3.
It was already.
From the age of 3, he's been going through so much shit.
Right.
He's already been damaged. He's been damaged at 4, 5. This dude went from foster homes. His mama left him with the grandmother. Mm-hmm. Then the grandmother left him.
Right.
How many times you gonna keep getting left? So the fact that woman was trying to leave, that's what made him snap.
Well, he said he told her to get out. Now, this is in the story.
Of course, that's what he's saying.
Right. So it says that this protective order, it says, so I was getting ready to go into that after they talk about the drug possession and all the priors. While combing through Miles' history, which included 8 convictions, officers learned that the victim was the subject of a protective order aimed at keeping Miles away. So they got a protective order. They so-called are working this out. That's why she's at the house, right? So she got in the house. So something was okay enough to get in the house, right? So somewhere in this conversation, the shit goes left. Over. Right, the shit goes left, right? So it says that once the investigators approached the home, Miles refused to answer the door or exit the residence. Additional units arrived at the scene, and Miles was eventually taken in custody with the help of K-9. Once Miles was in custody, officers searched the home, and that's when they found more than 7 ounces of marijuana, as well as the gun cleaning.
You gotta slow it down for my people, because you read a little fast. Oh. You gotta slow it down. Not everybody can catch on so quick like that. So
I'll start from here. It says, once Miles was in custody, officers searched the home and said they found more than 7 ounces of marijuana, as well as a gun cleaning kit and bullets. According to an affidavit, Miles said he used the marijuana legally for knee pain. However, investigators said the drug was packaged in 18 individual bags for distribution. Back at the hospital, officers spoke with the victim, who was trying to work things out with Miles when he asked her to leave his home. She said Miles threw her on the bed and began choking her nearly to the point of passing out. The woman says she began losing her vision as well. So Miles reportedly told the victim she was faking. And when he hit her on the side of the face as he pushed her out of the home, while she prayed for help, because she thought he was gonna kill him. He asked her to leave, and she probably like, no, I thought we was working this out. It goes awry. He starts choking her to the point she passes out, loses vision. And he was like, oh, you're just faking it. Trying to brush it off. You're faking it. Then he hit her on the side of the face and pushed her out of the home. The victim said once she got outside, she began to feel wobbly. She said she remembered starting her vehicle before getting dizzy, hitting the curb, and passed out. So that's why she was in the middle of the street. She comes up out of the house. She don't feel good. She starts the car, and that's when she 100% her body collapses, and she's left in the middle of the street. He was arrested and charged with assault by impeding breath and failure to comply with the protective order in connection with the March arrest. So he choked her out. And he didn't care nothing about her because he wanted her to leave. So after he hits her in the face, chokes her out, she gets out the door. He's pushing her out the door. She gets out the door, gets to the car. She thinks she could drive away. She passes out and collapses. This nigga, the door is closed. He's in the house. So as far as he's probably concerned, she's gone.
So he thought she was dead at the time.
Or go somewhere. She ain't at the house because she closes the door. She gets in the car to drive away. She hits the curb. because that's why the car was partially out into the street.
Oh, so
she comes out of the house.
So she actually drove away.
The fight takes place in the house. He's punching her face, choking her. He's pushing her out the house. So she's praying like, thank God I'm able to get up out the house. She gets in her car, turns on the car, tries to drive away. She passes out. She hits the curb. I guess you know how you're getting ready to pass out. You're not for sure. And that's how the car got into the center of the street, because she passed out in the center of the street.
So if she would have never passed out, he wouldn't even be in jail right now. See? Or was she trying to help him? Because the protective order was with them too. They're working it out. Now you're back in the house. So that's why I say you got to take certain. You got to be careful. What you listen, no, you got to also take things with a grain of salt, because she could say at the scene of the crime, oh, I passed out and da 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 da, and when I was driving away, because sometimes you try to minimize. You see what I'm saying? I still love you. I don't want to see you go to jail, go to prison, so you try to minimize this. She called 911 before she passed out. That's why 911 was like, get over there immediately, because we attempted to call her back with no response. But you see, this is what I'm saying though. This is where I'm saying it don't make sense now. Peep game. You call 911, 911 is coming to the scene, right? Why would you be trying to leave the scene? I guess she called from the car. The call was from the car. They approached the car first to try to wake her up. The 911 officer said, hey, the call came in, we spoke, but all we could hear is short breaths. So she's probably in the car trying to call 911, passes the fuck out. They can't call her back. So when the officers get there, they're trying to wake her up. She doesn't wake up. She's unresponsive for a while. When she comes to, they can't even talk to her because she's been choked. Right, she's been choked. Right. So a fight happened in the house. He done fucked her up. She's been choked. Or it could have happened in the car too. Well, she's saying it was in the house because he threw her on the bed. She didn't think she was going to get out. That's why they said when he was pushing her out the door, she said to the officer, she was praying like, thank God. Probably gets in the car, trying to hurry up and call 911, because she said when she got out the door, her body felt wobbly. She got in the car. This is what she told me. Because he was choking her. Right. So shortness of breath. So now the adrenaline, you get up, you get outside, you're wobbly, you get in the car. I'm calling 911. Fuck this. Da, 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 da. And she is starting to pass out. She's blacking out at this point. Hence why the car is she's in drive. She said she was able to get in the car. Now, she was in violation of her protection order. She was in violation because she's supposed to be staying away from this man for probably the same shit. So I don't know why you're trying to work it out with a person that you got the protective order. Now, he fucked up because if he would have had a good lawyer, he was supposed to say, she attacked me and I was trying to defend myself. Right. That's it. If he had a good lawyer, that's what he was supposed to say. A good lawyer would have helped you out, Bobbie, because you could have been like, she violated protection order, came to the house, and she snapped. Right, because she does mention that he asked her to leave the home. But the reason why she was there in the first place is because they were supposed to be working it out. But, according to the law, this is why you guys are not supposed to be working it out. Or we have a protection order because of this is probably not the first time. You get what I'm saying? So definitely not the first time, because the protective order is one of them is with her. So it's a shame. So she could have lost her life behind this. So read his childhood background again, because now we know why he has so much trauma in his life, why he snaps when he think he's about to lose something. See, a person that's been disconnected from fatherhood, motherhood, they have abandonment issues. And when you have abandonment issues, the last thing you want to hear is you losing something else. Oh, I'm about to lose my girl. I'm going to lose my ex-wife. They don't want that. Everybody been running out on me. My grandmama left me. I was adopted. You snapped. Right, because like I said, she got through the door. So obviously she didn't kick it in. You let her come in. Mm-hmm. Conversation probably went sideways. It wasn't going to, she probably said, okay, see, this is the same thing that I was talking about the last time. You still yelling and screaming. And then, well, you know what, get the fuck. You know how things escalate? You know what I'm saying? Now it's to physical violence. But obviously the conversation started with them trying to work it out. That's how she got inside of the house and got over there. It starts from his early life. It says Miles was born at St. Luke's Hospital in Houston with a police escort April 16th of 1970. So Bobbie Miles is from Houston now. He's not from Odessa, Permian. Mm-hmm. So all you people that was trying to take credit for Bobbie Miles, he's a Houston native. Bobbie Miles is from Houston. Right. So it says he lived with his parents until he was 3.
when his mother left him with his maternal grandmother in Houston and moved permanently to Oklahoma without him. So at 3 years old, his mom left him with the grandma and left permanently. She didn't come back. So that's already abandonment number one. Around the age of 5, Miles went to live with his father, James Sr. So now at 3, you've been living with your grandma. Your mom has already left you. Children feel these emotional disconnects and changes as well. You're living with your grandmother. It doesn't go into what type of relationship he had with her or if it was a good environment, because by 5, he goes to live with his father, James Sr. The elder Miles, he was worked 2 jobs. He was a truck driver and printing plant laborer. So he worked a lot. It left Miles lonely most of the time. So his father lost custody of Bobbie when he started dating a woman. The woman who Bobbie says physically abused him. So now at 5,
and we know physically abuse. It could be also sexually. We don't know. Sometimes you could be sexually abused too at a young age. And this is where he could have got his ways from. That's how he caught his rape charge in 99. Let's go. Keep going.
So he was placed in a foster home. So after he leaves out of his dad's home, he gets with his dad when he's 5, right? He's living with his dad. Dad works all the time. He's a kid in the house by himself. But dad has time for a girlfriend. And the girlfriend is abusive to me. Why? Because she probably don't want you around. Takes away from the time that she has to want, with him working. You know what I'm saying? So she's abusive to the kid. So he loses custody of Bobbie, and he's placed in foster home in Houston area. And 8 months later, he was put in the care of his uncle, who was in Odessa. And then they shared the house with his wife, Ruby.
That's the one that was in the movie.
Daughter.
That was the one that was in the movie.
Right, getting him into football. Possibly at this point, you see this boy is older, his background. Because remember, don't the movie, his uncle is in the office talking to coach, right? In the beginning movie. And
he's like, I got my nephew, he good. He one of the best, yeah.
Right, so he's advocating for his nephew. He's probably seen this.
But this explains why he was so arrogant. This explains why nobody liked him, his attitude, because he's already misplaced. He's angry. He came to Odessa angry, misplaced. So football was the best thing for him. And probably being that his uncle, I don't take that away from the movie, because I do think if he was trying to get him into school, he was trying to, however he had to do it, he was trying to get this boy together, right? Because ain't nobody else doing it. So now you got him on the football team. You're trying to talk to coaches. Somebody's got your best interest. Boom. Life looks glorious at this point. While you're arrogant, this is the best time of your life. Now, I understand, when children are going through and they don't have stable homes and they're able to get into something that shines the light on them. You love it. Bam. He gets hit with a knee injury. This is going to end his career. We watched the heartbreak. Now look, you know what's heartbreaking? Because now after knowing his backstory, what's heartbreaking now is, I remember in the movie when he sat there and said, no, you can't take football from me. He tried
What we going to do now?
What we going to do now?
Because they don't love me. They're not. He went through that. His uncle sits there in the movie.
Nobody,
because he didn't have emotion.
But we didn't know at the time, and this is what the movie didn't tell us. Yeah. See, and I wish the movie would have gave his backstory. They didn't tell us he was adopted. They didn't tell us that he was abused as a kid.
Because the movie was Friday Night Lights.
But it would have been so much better if you would have went deep into who Bobbie Miles was that created him as the Friday Night Lights guy. What made him so special? Because now when you think about it, you like, damn, this kid was adopted as a child. His mother didn't want him. His daddy didn't want him. His grandmother left him and went to Oklahoma.
No, his mom went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, his mom went to, but then
his grandmother.
And then his grandmother sent him to somewhere else.
Sent him to the father.
So everywhere he went, he was what? What do they call that? Shunned away.
Yeah.
I can't take care of you. Bobbie, go somewhere else.
Right. He was an inconvenience. It tells you his dad worked 2 jobs, so he didn't have time for him. But he had time for a girlfriend. And the girlfriend wanted all the time. So that's why you're beating on the child. You get what I'm saying? So it's resentment there. Because I got a man. He work all the time. I want all his attention. And I damn sure don't want this kid that's just got here.
So by the time he got to Odessa, Texas,
he was looking for relief.
He was already stuck in his ways too. Yeah. Character was already created. I'm already upset at the world. That's like when I went to jail at 13.
Yeah.
By the time I got out and came to Montclair, nigga, I'm already angry.
Right.
You ready to
you
beat
don't know
everything up.
as a child, you know what I'm saying, and we don't realize until we get older. As a child, we don't know how to decipher all of this stuff. You know why? Because it's not your fault. Everybody who brought you into this world has passed you around. You get what I'm saying? So you have no control over this type of situation. So your emotions are displaced as well. So the best place was to get him on the football field. And as long as he performed, it made him feel good. Why? Because the people loved you. You had the attention of everybody.
Mm-hmm. So that's why that part when he's like, nobody gonna love me no more. Nobody gonna do this. That's because only time this kid ever felt love was when he played football.
Right, but that's a large percent of the sports community. There's a lot of kids. We talk about it all the time just when we're having kids in youth sports, seeing the disadvantages that they have at home, you know, not having the attention, not having the rides, not having the parents at the games. That stuff happens. These kids go home and they're lonely too. It's the same story. It's not brand new. You get what I'm saying? So these kids miss out there. So when they get to football with the other kids and the coaches that's paying attention and the team moms giving them fruit bags, this is all they have for that little bit of time. So kids grasp it just like adults do. They try to hold on. So this becomes my happy place, playing football. And if I continue to play well, people will love me. And this can get me out of the environment that I'm living in. People use that all the time. Now you can see based off of his priors, how his childhood went. He's everything, like I said, is aggravated assault, drug possession. So now you're making money, whooping on people. You're not living the life that you would have wanted had you not had any.
And the crazy thing about it is from 18 to 28.
Yeah.
10 years is so short. 10 years, that 10 years ain't shit.
It's a whole decade.
But it's short. It's not 10 years go like that.
It does.
So from you to go from 18 years old to 28 and then be put in jail for 22 years, it's kind of baffles me because I'm like, bro, you telling me that you caught 16 charges in less than 10 years? Where was your mentors in your life? How did people just give up? But not even them mentors. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people in Odessa that was all on him when he was playing football, and the coaches was loving him. And
but well, remember we did hear that other thing where they were saying, I think it was some white people that were talking in a different interview. This was outside of the movie, that was saying that he was nasty and arrogant and they didn't like his personality. But understand, people will love you and deal with you when you're doing something for them. So as long as you're making records and winning games, people will deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think his character changed. We're talking about a child who has abandonment issues, anger issues, lack of love feeling. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he was coming to you on point with the best of intentions. He was angry himself. He didn't know how to decipher that. The best way was to whoop down on somebody on Friday Night Lights. It went down on Friday. He could perform. You can get that aggression out.
That was all of it?
And yeah, that was all of it. And you can keep people's attention, but people will deal with that. We looking at it. We talking about the Diddy case. People will deal with you and all that comes with you when you're providing something and you're giving them something. As soon as you can't do for them, they don't care. Oh, he had abandonment starting from his mom. You think somebody else was going to come in?
And I bet you, and nobody knew that. No, I bet you nobody knew that Bobbie Miles was abandoned since the age of 3 years old. Nobody knew that he's originally from Houston. Nobody knew that Bobbie Miles stayed in how many homes before he went to Odessa? 4 different homes, 5 different homes.
From his mom to his grandmother to his father.
And he was in and
then he went to foster
home. So this kid, do you know what you got to go through to live in a foster home? So by the time he got to Odessa, and everybody knowing Odessa ain't nothing but them white people. By the time he got around them white people and got to Odessa, of course he was the best athlete. Why? First of all, I'm black. I'm in a white oil town in Odessa, right? And I'm an athlete with nothing but aggression. That's like when I got out of jail and I came to Montclair to play football. I was great, right? Because I had nothing but aggression.
And that's why I said that was perfect, because his uncle put him on the football team. We got you playing ball, boy. We're going to use this aggression to get you somewhere, right? You're trying to direct this as much as possible.
Shit, I don't know. I gotta look into that.
I don't know if it was the same
I don't know.
time.
I don't even know if they. I'm not sure if they was in school around the same time. They might have been. They might have been. I gotta check into that. I gotta do my research. Cause he went to jail in 1999. I think the Carter Boys was before 1999. Bobbie went to jail for a rape charge in 1999. Got out in 2022. Yeah, I think the Carter Boys was before 1999 because I was in high school in 99. Yeah, the Carter Boys was before me. He went to Bobbie Miles went to prison for rape in 1999, and now he in prison again doing another 13-year bid, man. Now this nigga got to do a whole nother 13-year bid.
It was in 88. The Carter Boys.
Yeah, the Carter Boys was in 1988. So they was in high school together. That mean that they was in high school together. Yeah, he was in high school with the Carter Boys. The same time the Carter Boys was playing high school, he was in high school. Yeah, because Odessa Permian played Carter. Yeah, they played him in the championship. I forgot. Odessa played Permian in the championship. And I think Carter lost. Permian ended up winning the championship.
Did they play Carter?
Yeah, no, Carter won the championship. They played him in the championship. Nah, they played Permian. And Bobbie Miles couldn't play that game. Remember, he was hurt.
Yeah, he was out on the sideline.
He was out on the sideline. Couldn't play because it was in the movie. Jesse Armstead and all them niggas. Yep. So guess what? That's a damn shame. The Carter Boys went to jail after high school. Bobbie Miles went to jail 10 years later. So they went to jail in high school. So basically, they was all in prison at the same time. All them niggas was in prison at the same time. Do you know how many people on that football field was in prison? Because after that game, it was players on that team for Carter, four to six people that went to prison.
Yeah.
Bobbie Miles ended up going to prison. So all the stars went to prison, except for Jesse Armstead.
Yeah, I think their stuff was just foolish. Foolish. They did not. I mean, after you watch the movie, it's like you kids. What do you do?
Everybody went to jail except for Jesse Armstead because Jesse Armstead said he chose not to go and do the ride.
Right. But that's what I'm saying.
And guess what? He was the only one that went into the NFL, play for the Giants. Jesse Armstead ended up being a linebacker for the Giants and played his whole career with the Giants. Okay, I'll do that. A whole career with the Giants. Big dog, what up? So read that right there, Kimmy.
All right. So it says, after graduating from Permian, Miles received and accepted a scholarship offer from Ranger College. Miles became the first freshman starting running back at Ranger College, but his speed and agility was absent due to the aggravated knee injury.
So basically, he did get a chance to play football
next level
after high school. He went to Ranger Junior College.
Right. Okay. So after his aggravated knee injury, he failed out of Ranger College after the 1989-1990 academic year and then spent some time playing semi-professional football in Culpeper, Virginia. Miles has expressed regret in attempting to play on his injured knee before having immediate surgery to repair it.
So he went to college, failed out of college. So even after his knee injury, he had a chance to survive his career.
Right, and failed out of college, which means he probably should have been failing in high school. But like I said, as long as you're doing good for people and you can, give them what they need, they'll give you what you want, right?
So basically, if you failing out of college, that means you weren't a good student from jump.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at his background as a child being moved around, if you don't have stability within your home, then you don't have stability within schools, right? So the movie starts placed with him in high school. So even between the time that he came out of foster care and went to live with his uncle, we don't know what type of issues he was probably going through living with the uncle. Remember, the uncle had 3 daughters his own. You know what I'm saying? So now you're taking in your troubled nephew and you're trying to help him out. But that don't change his attitude.
And not only that, they didn't show us his lifestyle what the uncle was going through. The uncle probably was working in the oil field out there. Because when you live out there, what do you usually do?
In the oil field.
In the oil field.
It pays the most money and you spend long days. You're gone for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that there was probably some troubles still within that time frame that we don't speak about from probably middle school to high school. You get what I'm saying? And it says he has 4 children who lived in Midland with their mother. In June of 2018, Miles, he lived in Copperas Cove, Texas with his wife. He was working for Jack Welch, which was recruiting. And in May of 2011, he was charged with aggravated assault. Police said he struck his stepbrother repeatedly in the head with a beer bottle.
Whoa. Bobbie Miles beat his stepbrother in the head with a bottle?
Yes.
Repeatedly?
Yes. In May of 2011, he was charged with aggravated assault. Police said he struck his stepbrother repeatedly in the head with a beer bottle. He received a sentence of 5 years deferred probation in district court. He was picked up on a probation violation and served 5 years in prison, and he was released in January 2018 on that.
So he was released in 2018 on the charge where he struck his brother and he went to jail. That was in 2011.
Yeah, so 2011 is when he struck his brother. He received a sentence of 5 years deferred probation in district court, and he was picked up on a probation violation and served 5 years in prison.
Okay. So he did get out. So in the midst of his time with the rape case, he did get out.
Right, because it mentioned he has 4 children who lived in Midland with their mother.
Okay. So the child that's in high school right now is his child. He was able to get out. He ended up getting out, y'all, on parole. See how these niggas do? They get out on parole.
But see, all of this, I mean, if you just watched them, I would have never thought this. And had you not showed this to me, I would have never known that the person that I would have sat down and watched the movie had all of this going on in his background.
Never knew.
You know, because the movie is a feel-good movie. It plays on your heart. What? America loves football, and you love a good story. But we didn't know all of this, and that's what makes it unfair.
None of that. They ain't tell you nothing. They just start you at high school.
No, like a hero who lost his way. You get what I'm saying? Because you start to love. You don't look at Bobbie in the movie as arrogance. You love his attitude. You like the bravado because that's what you want a leader to have, especially in the athletics. You get what I'm saying? We're looking at it from a different light, and that's what movies have the capability of doing. Mm-hmm. Capturing your heart, your emotion, and feeling, because it was Friday night. It wasn't Bobbie Miles, the movie. He was just the star of the show. We loved it because remember, you had the 2 other guys. We don't even know their names. Or at least I can't mention them. But if you ask me about Friday Night Lights,
you think of Bobbie.
Right. It's Bobbie's movie.
And,
right?
And it was other people, and it wasn't even his movie.
Right, exactly. It was he had the Hispanic guy and I think the white guy.
It's a whole bunch of different people.
I mean, you had that, but for first value, you think of Bobbie. But you don't know about all of this that he had in his past that he was going through at the time. So when we're looking at this record as an adult, if you read about his past, you're like, man, this was doomsday from the beginning. We all missed it, right? At least those that were not there.
People, anybody that read this right now would tell you the signs was there that he was a trouble kid.
He beat his stepbrother repeatedly in the head with a beer bottle. This is not a normal fight. This is your stepbrother, not a guy at the bar. And what fight would make you what? This is not a punching spree, you know, like a fight, break out amongst family members, a Russell tussle. You are beating him in the head with a beer bottle. What? That's pop. That's nonstop. You could have taken a person.
You could have killed him.
Exactly.
And not only that, if you beat your brother, your stepbrother in the head with a beer bottle, what would you do to somebody else?
We've seen because there's sexual assault here.
Exactly. This shit is crazy, man.
What a story.
I would have never thought in a million years that Bobbie Miles was a rapist.
What a story.
I would have never thought in a million years that Bobbie Miles
selling drugs.
Was selling drugs and serving half ounces.
Right. So here's the question. The people that were around you, because obviously he was able to meet a woman, fall in love with her, or what have you, have children, have 4. Mm-hmm. Right. So the people around you, this is what we be talking about, people, you know what I'm saying, coming into your life and not fully knowing a person or able to do your background check. And then you get with people And this turns into, so this woman is the woman, his wife, that has the 4 children. The ex-wife is, how many times did he marry? So this must be the ex-wife that got choked on and wobbled her way out into the, because remember, there's a protective order against the ex-wife. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So this is the result of not possibly knowing the history or taking people's history into consideration.
That's not knowing.
Not knowing.
Yeah, a lot of these people, remember I just say that the other day, a lot of people be getting into relationship with motherfuckers and don't know nothing about their history.
Right. And then
she probably didn't even know that he caught a rape charge in 99.
Right. And then you also did a story about a lady who then finds out. Remember we were talking about that young lady the other day who was trying to fix her man and lost her life? Then you also have those women that say, I can heal your wounds, baby. I love you. We could do this together. But that's why you coming back into the house and he beats on you again.
But I wonder if she knew that he had caught a rape charge.
Probably not.
People will hide shit from you. Well, this is why he wasn't registering as a sex offender. Because if he registers as a sex offender, then she automatically finds out that he's a rapist, right? See, but he was hiding the fact that he was even a rapist. He was hiding the fact with the burglary and the other shit.
She probably know he got a record.
Yeah, no, she
probably didn't know.
But nobody knew because my homeboy said in the comments he was locked up in Middleton unit with him. Mm-hmm. Said I was locked up in Middleton unit and I'm thinking he locked up for burglary. Everybody thought he was locked up for burglary, not knowing that, no, in the midst of his burglary and shit, he also caught a rape charge. Mm-hmm. So that's why I be telling people, you can catch multiple charges and miss the one. Just like when I caught my charge, I caught the kidnapping, the burglary with a habitat.
Right.
I was only there to commit an assault.
But they attacked all that applies.
Everything that applies. So that's what I said. So you'll be thinking that nigga went to jail for burglary and a aggravated assault. And you ain't even know in the midst of that, he took some pussy. Yeah. He took some pussy too. Mm-hmm. So now he's a rapist and was supposed to be filing as a sex offender. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Right. But what I'm saying is after this, okay.
And how many, and no. And then not only that, peep game. This nigga went to, when he got out of jail, he went to his son's football game at Arlington High. This nigga was at football games, child events. Right. That's violation of his parole right there.
Period.
Nobody knew that. I guarantee you, all you high school niggas in the Texas youth group, all you motherfuckers did not know that Bobbie Miles was going to his kids' high school football games and he wasn't even supposed to be there because he's a rapist. A sex offender. He's not even supposed to be around them little kids.
Right, but see, that's what I be saying, that people will gloss over any of those things one day if they don't know it, because he has to register in order for people to be aware of this. So he's not doing that. But nobody does these checks.
But the ex-wife knew.
She knew.
There's certain people that knew.
And that's what I was getting to, because in 2023, when he was arrested for choking her out, remember, they said that there was a protective order, which means you're the ex-wife. Y'all are trying to work it out. You end up coming back into the house, right? The protective order is with you too, right? Why the hell are you trying to get back with this man? At this point in 2023, because this is not, now you was with him in 2011, right? When he beat this man over the head.
Mm-hmm. She knows what he's capable of.
Exactly.
She got 4 kids by him. She knows what he's capable of.
Right.
And she also know the terms of his parole.
Right.
See, this is what we
got. You came back.
No. But this is why we got to. No. She know the terms of his parole when he was released. Mm-hmm. She know, because this is what people got to remember. When you catch parole, you have to be paroled somewhere.
Right.
You understand?
Exactly.
So he was paroled. He was paroled to his wife. Mm-hmm. So she would know the terms of his parole. And if the terms of his parole was to register as a sex offender because he was a rapist,
then she would know.
You also know you're not allowed to be around schools. Mm-hmm. And certain feats of a school, you're not allowed to be around children, certain children, little kids. Mm-hmm. It's certain rules as a sex offender you can't do. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Certain places you can't go.
Right. Hence having to register and
you can't go to we don't want you can't go to parks.
We don't want you at Disney World. We don't want you at these places because
exactly. So everybody that knew is even at fault that was allowing this man to come to games. I remember when he got out of jail and they was saying, and they did a big story on him talking about this is the first time he's going to ever see his son play football.
But nobody told you what the hell.
But nobody said that. Nobody said, oh, but he got a rape charge. He ain't supposed to be there.
No.
I remember when he got released out of jail and they was like, Bobbie Miles just got released out of prison about to see his son. Because that's how I found out that he had his son at Arlington Martin or wherever he was at. That's how I found out. I was like, damn, I didn't know Bobbie Miles had a son that played football. Mm-hmm. And then they showed a picture of him going to the game and seeing his son play football. And I was like, and that's when he was all big and heavy. Said, he ain't even supposed to be there. Violation of parole. He wasn't even supposed to be around kids.
Man, well, people will gloss over the facts. That's why. Because all you care about is Mr. Friday Night Lights.
And check this out.
Nothing else.
And then check this out.
That's dangerous.
In the when they had us watching Friday Nights, the movie, the man was in jail for rape.
I didn't realize that.
This how we don't even be peeping shit. They had us watching a movie that a nigga was in jail for rape, caught rape charges, and was in jail.
When the movie came out?
Yeah,
he was in there.
We watched the movie in 2001, 2002.
It said when the movie.
We watched when the movie come out. He caught his rape charge in 1999.
2004. So
he caught a rape charge in 1999. The movie come out in 2004. He went back to jail in 2011. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
And meanwhile, we're like, and that's all you know. That's my favorite movie. I love that movie.
Not knowing that you niggas is idolizing a fucking rapist.
Person with anger issues.
Not even knowing you idolizing a motherfucking rapist, man.
This is dangerous. Dangerous.
That's why I say, bro, reading is fundamental. It is. Doing your research is fundamental.
And you know what? It's nothing personal to do your due diligence to look at a person's background. I know a lot of people are like, well, that's invasive, and I'm not going to background check everybody that comes in my life. Well, when you go to apply for a job, you got to do an application, right?
Hell
and
yeah.
They do a background check.
They do a background check.
You're not just as selective with the people that you bring into your life.
Shit, I am.
You get what I'm saying?
You see, you know
if
me.
I do a background check on you and you're offended, then you don't need to be here.
My nigga, if I don't, my nigga, first of all, I do my reference checks on any nigga that coming around me, nigga. I got to know everything about you. That's why I don't fuck with niggas that don't got families, that don't take care of their kids. I don't fuck with niggas that ain't in their kids' life. I don't fuck with niggas that don't got a wife.
And I don't mess with females that don't take care of their kids. Don't speak on their kids. Don't speak on relationship goals. It's not my thing. So I don't engage in stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
Like this nigga, I could have never fucked with this nigga.
No, that's what I'm saying.
This nigga, hey, Bobbie Miles could have never been around me, my nigga.
You sit down at the barbecue,
my nigga.
He beat his stepbrother in the head with a beer bottle. I'm not giving that nigga nothing to drink at my house.
I don't need that. I don't need that. The nigga's a rapist.
I'm like,
my nigga, once I know you a rapist, my nigga, you can't never come around me.
I'm turned off.
My nigga, this nigga couldn't have came around my daughters. He couldn't have came around my house. My nigga, if I was at a game and seen the nigga, I'm leaving with my kids. Like the nigga was a rapist. Bobbie Miles was a rapist. Bobbie Miles take pussy. Take pussy.
And that's per the law. That ain't no joke. That ain't no.
You can't make this shit up.
Right. He's in trouble for not registering as a sex offender. Like, come on.
That's one of the crimes.
Right. We've read all about his aggression. So what he gonna say? I didn't do it? Yeah, right.
Bro, the way he beating niggas up and doing that, I know he taking it hard like that.
Exactly.
That's the crazy shit about it. So and then you selling weed, my nigga. You niggas is old as hell. This nigga damn near what? This nigga was born in 70.
So 2023.
No, this nigga was born in 70.
That's what I'm saying. So like 2023, he got arrested for this thing
with the drug. Yeah. This nigga damn near 50-some years old.
Yeah. Selling weed.
This nigga damn near 50 years old selling weed. My nigga. When I say failure, this is the examples that I'm talking about, my nigga. You can say anything you want about me, my nigga, but nigga, I never sell no fucking weed.
Yup. Jug said, think about it. If he went to the NFL, he would have been cutting up for real. True. Because his whole story says that was going to be a whole, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. And that would have been probably even worse for him because he would have got to touch that type of success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because money don't change your character.
Money don't change you. He would have been worse. So now for him to, because he couldn't even get past his injury though. He tried to do semi and he went to, what was it? The college.
He went to Ranger College, then he went to semi-pro.
His injury.
No, he probably couldn't get past his attitude. See, what people fail to realize, God gonna give you what you put out. Mm-hmm. So if his attitude was bad, you think he had good work ethic?
No.
You think he had the work ethic to get past them new injuries? No. Do you know what you got to do?
Well, that's what he said. He mentioned to prematurely work instead of working out the way he's supposed to. He went to try to hurry up and play football.
Well, the coaches in them made him do that. The way they showed it in the movie, they forced him to hurry up and come back. Mm-hmm. And he was playing on the leg. And that's how he had to get the surgery. Mm-hmm. But my thing is this. The work ethic that you got to put in to get back, the rehab, the running, the exercising, the going to doctors, lifting, they ain't doing that. And if you ain't got the work ethic to have good character, be a good man, you think he doing that? No. He ain't got no role models, no father figure saying, come on, it's time to work your leg out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's get stretch bands.
Because like you said, his uncle probably worked a lot. You know, he had a family of his own.
Man, this nigga was doing all types of shit. They see the movie gonna show you this. They're not gonna show you what he did in the streets in Odessa. No, they're not gonna show you that wasn't their point. They ain't gonna show you probably the fights and everything he got into. They're not gonna show you that. That hints why we going through this backstory. This is why this shit happening now.
We like, what? I didn't know this.
Redo the book. Redo the story. Give niggas a real background on everything that went down. That's why Gangsta Cap is here, y'all. Because Gangsta Cap gonna break shit down. Gangsta Cap gonna give you the motherfucking lowdown for the lowdown. Like I said, I don't make the news. I just break this shit down.
Right.
I just break this shit down. I don't make it. I don't create this shit. I just break it down.
It gives you a sense of false idolization because you have that representation. We were talking about it earlier of the movie and how it makes you feel. So all of these people around are like, Bobbie, Bobbie, Bobbie. And they're not looking at this man for exactly who he is. You're looking at him for the character that you see, right? So if you're talking about him coming to youth games and things of that nature, they're not shutting him away. They're looking at him as good old Bobbie, right? From Friday Night Lights. But see, this is the problem that we have, especially in our athletic communities where we have children, because you will gloss over the facts. And these types of people will be your coaches. They be picking your kids up, dropping them home by themselves.
Bro, they do. Remember,
sitting at home with your wife, coming to pick up the boy. You know, all of this.
Bro, remember I covered the story about the track coach in DeSoto. Mm-hmm. The track coach in DeSoto who was picking up the little girl, sending her money on Cash Apps, and having the little girl send him improper photos and videos of herself playing with herself. Right. And the little girl had to be no more than 16 years old. Mm-hmm. This is somebody's daughter.
She was a little younger than that.
The only reason the child they found out was because the father took her phone. Right. She got in trouble. He started going through her phone. Right. He would have never thought in a million years that the track coach was the nigga that he entrusted with his daughter to train his daughter, take and drop her off at home sometimes some track practice, was indulged in shit that he ain't had no business. And this man had a wife. This man had kids of his own. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't trust none of these niggas. Why you think I'm so the way I am with my daughters? Nigga, I don't even let my daughters dress a certain way around me. Because I don't trust none of these niggas. That's why I be looking at these niggas like, come on, my nigga. You think you know how that father probably feel?
Right, because they be your teachers, your people that you entrust with your kids that should have their best interest. When you find out that they're the ones that's violating them, it hurts a lot.
And you want to know the crazy thing about it? I'm gonna tell you the crazy shit about it too. I'm gonna put y'all on game. This is some crazy shit I'm about to tell you right here. Check this out. You want to know what's crazy? If this dude would have tried to join somebody's youth coaching staff, they would have let him.
They would have let him. That's what I'm talking about. Because
they would have let him.
Who you
think he is.
Exactly.
And if he would have tried to join somebody's youth organization and join the coaching staff as a running back coach or something like that, these youth organizations would have let him. They wouldn't even did no background check on his ass.
And how do you figure that? Just by a simple post this morning. How many people get upset with just because this is not a story made up. This is an actual fact. You can do your research. So just by the response of the public and how they react to being aware of this information tells you that, yes, he most definitely could have been your child's coach, dropping them off, picking them up, spending time with the booster moms, sexual assault. We don't know if it's on a minor.
You see how
he's taken by force.
I literally posted it and somebody got in the comments and she said, I know the son. I don't know why he even posted this. What was the reason for this post? To inform.
Right. To gain awareness. The public deserves to know. This is a person that we're out here, like I said, loving based on what we've learned from the movie. I would have never thought his character was of this. A little bit arrogant, yeah, but I would have never thought of this as his background. People don't all have squeaky clean backgrounds. People mess up somewhere here and there, but I would have never thought of this. This his whole life shows exactly who he is. You can't tell me his character to be anything different. You tell me he beat his stepbrother over the head with a beer bottle. As a perfect stranger, I wouldn't talk to you. Why? So I can give you the opportunity to be on me? I wouldn't want you around me, right? But if people know your background, then they can create boundaries, decipher who they want around. When you don't know this information, people just love you off of the strength of what they think they know. That's dangerous. But based on the response, people don't want to be informed.
They don't want to be informed.
And these are the same people that you have to question their character, because then that means, okay, it's Bobbie today, but it's Uncle Earl tomorrow.
And you want to know, and you want to know something too?
And
you want to know something? Before we go, I'm going to let y'all know. It's a lot of coaches out there in these youth organizations that got rape cases on their background.
Which probably should not be there.
It's not supposed to be there. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm going to give you real game, bro. It's a lot of people on these youth organizations, on these coaching staffs that have sex
that they prey
offenders on their background.
Right.
They not even supposed to be on the coaching staff. And these niggas literally, and let me tell you how I know. Because you know which coaches this is, because them the ones that prey on the kids, the kids' mama. Them the ones that be looking at the little girls, the little sisters, the little aunties that come to the game. They the ones that always making comments, seeing them the teen mama in the tights. Them the niggas you gotta watch out for.
Right.
That's what I'm telling you. People don't understand this shit. I'm like, bro, it's so easy in youth football because these niggas don't do background checks like that. Very few organizations is doing it. They happy just having a nigga volunteer. And you don't even know the fuck you bringing around. That's why I said in 2024, these niggas will bring anybody in their household. It don't matter if it's their organization. Don't matter if it's their church. You know what I mean? Niggas going to church that's predators. My nigga, they'll bring anybody in their household. Niggas don't know. Don't give a fuck. You put just like I said, I put it out there that this nigga's a rapist today, and niggas is shocked.
And upset with you.
Upset with me because I'm a rapist.
Right.
Because he the one taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they just wanted the world to know that he was an assaulter, an aggravated abuser. They just wanted people to know that he sold drugs. Don't say nothing about the rape.
No, you want to pick and choose what information you want to bring to the light,
yes,
or that you want to engage with, basically. Yeah. So we just don't want to talk about that. All the other stuff is okay.
Everything else is okay.
People are insane.
But don't tell the world how he is a registered sex offender and he take little girl pussy. Don't tell the world about that. And I would like to know, does he have a daughter? Did they say in there when they said about the kids? They said he had 4 kids. Did they say if he had daughters or boys? Does Bobbie Miles have daughters himself?
Maybe.
Wonder how his daughters, if he got daughters, I wonder how they feel knowing your daddy take pussy. And they gonna get that nigga on the unit now. He gonna get God on the unit now. Once they really find out on the unit, oh my God. Paperwork party. He gonna have to go to PC. Bobbie.
It looks like he's got a daughter. He's got the son. But here you see, now this is a little disturbing to me because this one right here, this is actually shaking me up. I need to leave this alone because now that I know his background, and all that I've read, because I don't play, I don't gloss over. It is what it is. I feel like any record that you leave behind shows who you are, who you have been, and is very much relevant going forward. But I guess this is his Instagram, and it shows some pictures, and it says God's child, motivational speaker, straight line recruiter, husband, father, and friend. It's really like, how dare you? Motivational speaker. With the guy that I know now, you couldn't talk to my kids ever.
You can be around kids. So who are you? But this is what I was just talking about. Who was he motivationally speaking for?
Recruiting.
Who was allowing this nigga to go in their schools? He's a rapist. So this is why they wanted to keep this quiet.
Right. It says Books for Athletes podcast.
Oh, so y'all was letting this nigga around y'all kids. They was allowing this nigga to come to the schools and talk to kids. I bet you people was allowing this nigga to talk to kids. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I guarantee you, yo. This nigga.
This is the reason why it's shaking me up, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. The glorification. Now that we know exactly what this man, where he came from, what he went through, and what he's done. Motivate. Wait, you constantly going to jail. It's not like you did a bid, came out, and changed. You constantly going. This in 2023, you just choked out your ex and was selling drugs. Who are you talking to? You need a motivational speech. How dare you get up on a platform and then try to speak to people? That's why I tell people, pay attention who you pay attention to. Pay attention to what you pay attention to. It matters. Not everybody that's sitting out here saying to be a preacher, a motivational speaker, is the person that you're supposed to be listening to. These people are screwed up out here.
It's crazy. I can't believe this shit. That's why I said motherfucker could be anything.
No, but I was going because this is an article from this is DSW NBC News. And it's Friday Night Lights, the bond between father and son. This is the glorification I'm talking about.
And that was in what year?
This article was 2018.
Okay, see, and I would love. I would love find out who wrote that article. I'm gonna contact the person who wrote that article. I want to interview that person that wrote that article, because if you could write an article about the glorification of Bobbie Miles and his son. And I bet you that's when he got out of jail.
Miles was released in January.
Exactly. Remember I told you?
In March, they were doing this story.
I told you I saw a story about him when he got out of jail, but they never said nothing about a rape charge. Mm-hmm. Never said nothing that he had to register as a sex offender.
But listen to this. I'm just going to read you a little excerpt because I have to run. But it says, and this is the article from your DFW. Okay, so it says, football is just a game, but it can also change your life. Those Friday night lights shine bright here in Texas, where success is usually measured in yards. But for one family, gains and losses are measured in years, because sometimes the real story is revealed when the lights go out. We always talked about him wearing the number 3 because he's the third. I want him to leave his own mark, said James Miles III. I really don't see myself doing anything else but playing football. James was a senior at the Irving High School. So he was a senior at Irving High School. And he's a running back with big dreams. It's one of the ways that I can make a big life, really, and one of the easiest ways to he said this is the easiest ways, and it's because it's born. This is what I was born to do. It does go into it a little bit more deeper. I ain't got no time.
Go ahead. You got 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so then it goes into so his mom goes. His mom says a glow. Let me get to where it goes. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and read it. It says his mom, Shayla, understands the glow of the Friday night lights too.
Shayla. Okay, we're gonna get an interview with Shayla, y'all. We're gonna interview Shayla. We gotta interview Shayla.
She says, my story is a little deeper than Friday night lights. It's what happens when the lights go out, says Shayla Miles. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Shayla Miles? Okay, yes. We're gonna interview Shayla Miles. How you spell Shayla? What's her first name? And we're gonna get her info. How you spell Shayla?
S-H-A-Y-L-A.
S-H-A-Y what?
L-A.
All right, yo, y'all get that info for me, Cap Gang. Cap Gang, get that info for me.
Right, it says, she measures success in years, not yards. James knows it's not, she says, James knows I'm not going to miss any games. A single mom just trying to provide. But all he wants to see is his daddy standing on the sideline, Shayla says. But his dad currently sits behind bars for assaulting a stepbrother, a 10-year sentence. This is her conversation.
But a 10-year sentence, that's aggravated assault. He whooped his ass. He whooped his ass with a bottle.
Right, yes, there's a 10-year sentence. She said, I haven't seen him play one down of high school football. So this is him. So it's really, really hard.
Now, I wonder if him and his stepbrother got into it because he raped his daughter.
Right. Well, now this is the father. He says, I haven't seen him play one down in high school football. He says, it's really, really hard. He had me so heated, I took a full beer. Oh, no. So this was, yeah. I don't know why it says this. It says, I haven't seen him play a down of one high school football, says James Miles Jr. It's really, really hard. He had me so heated, I took a full beer bottle and threw it and hit him in the face. Started punching him after that. I got this last week, said James Miles III. He communicates with his son through handwritten letters. I hope, what in the hell are you telling your child? I hope this letter finds y'all in nothing but good spirit and good health. How do you keep it together? I pray. I give it all to God. It's the only thing I can do. I know it's the best thing to do. So when he's talking about this, he's describing the story that what he did. Mm-hmm. It's always the opposite. So you didn't beat him in the head. You just threw the beer bottle and hit him in the face. Just like you didn't choke out your ex-wife. You just mushed her in the face and got her to leave out.
Yeah, he ain't going to tell the whole story. Who do? But
I'm going, but they said they asked him, the junior, what does he think about his dad? And he said, one of the greatest running backs to ever live. A larger-than-life figure made famous through pages of Friday Night Lights. It was the best thing in the world. But he never seemed to outrun his high school days. So exactly, he never seemed to, this is his son saying, but he's never seemed to outrun his high school days.
Hell no, he can't run his high school days because he's a rapist. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Another day, another motherfucking dollar, man. Another story told. If we don't break it down, who the fuck will?
Oh, did I just give that to you? Can I bring that up there?
Yeah, you can take it. You gave it to me. Another day, another dollar, man. It should get real heartbreaking when you find out the truth. Like I said, that's why my space is very limited, my nigga. I stay to myself. That's why I'm a selfer, my nigga, because you don't know who the fuck you got around you. I'm pretty sure this nigga chill with a lot of niggas, smoked a lot of weed, and sold a lot of bags. and niggas didn't even know that this nigga was a rapist. Y'all see it. You see it for your motherfucking self. Sex offender, failure to comply with sex offender requirements. Bobbie Miles. Failure to comply with sex offender registration requirements. That should let you know all you need to know about a nigga right there, man. That let me know all I need to know. Like I said, man, Never judge a book by its cover. Never. Never judge a book by its cover. Because the cover will fuck you up sometime, y'all. The cover will fuck you up. And know what the cover was? Friday Night Lights.
Yup, sure was.
That was the cover. But when you read inside that book, woo, nigga, it definitely wasn't like the movie.
A horror story.
Nigga, that movie made that nigga look great. That nigga.
Why? You would never have guessed this, ever.
Nigga, they should do the new Bobbie Miles movie. The new Bobbie Miles movie gonna be way more doper, my nigga. You know, Gangsta Cat break it down for y'all though.
As we played with the
Huh? You said what?
I said, because the lights off.
Oh yeah, the lights off, man. The lights off on this nigga. I don't know what unit he gonna be in, but his paperwork party gonna be different this time. Cause you know Gangsta Cat news get everywhere, man. My news get deep. My news hit the streets. My news hit the prison. Hey, yeah, we're gonna cover that too. We're gonna cover that too today. Lena, we're gonna cover that next. I'm gonna do that next. Yeah, that's my next video. Yeah, that's my next video. I'm gonna do that today, Lena. Appreciate you. Huh? Yeah, that's my next one, Lena. I'm doing that one today. We're gonna get to that one today. We're gonna break that down.
She's hot.
What's she
on?
Yeah.
She's hot.
She's like, stay on?
Yeah. So I don't have any medicine.
Yeah, tell her to stay on. Yeah, you know how this shit be though. It be like that, y'all. Hey, that nigga got to get his shit right, yo. Get your shit right, Bobbie. Get your shit right, man. Get your shit right, Bobbie. God damn. Lena said, "Cuff Daddy." Lena called him Cuff Daddy. Huh?
Can you open the door?
Who?
For Autumn.
Oh, all right. Cuff Daddy. Oh yeah, hey, I'm on that too. I saw that too, Big L. Yeah, I'm on that shit today too. I saw that. I started laughing. I said, God damn, Big Moochie. I said, I hope this ain't no publicity stunt, man. Because you know a lot of these niggas do shit for publicity. So I was like, damn, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that right there. That shit was crazy. I said, I hope these niggas not, man. I was like, I hope it. But because he had all the jewelry. But yeah, we going to cover that too. But we about to end this live, man. We're going to get up out of here. We're going to be back in like an hour, 9 o'clock, man. We'll be back around 9 o'clock, man. We're going to break some more shit down at 9 o'clock. I'm about to chop this up. Yeah, I know what it is. This your boy Gangsta Cat. I got the lowdown for the low now. And this is where it go down. You already know. Appreciate everybody out there, man. Support the motherfucking page. You know how to do it, man. Just hit that Cash App at any time. You already know what it is.
Hey, we do this. It's that.
I knew you wasn't ready, nigga.
How you know?
What I forgot, huh?
Never that. Talk to him.
Never that.
I feel some type of way with things though.
For some reason, y'all think it's a game to a nigga bring them things out.
Hey, ain't been
Cause I
there.
got a problem, I'ma let the nigga know.
Nah,
I be
nah.
on a mission, the
What?
nigga shit I already know.
Nah.
I ain't like none of them niggas, I'ma bring it to them though. Time to get it in, my
Yeah.
nigga, I'm coming.
Train
at
to
the
go.
top. I'm the real soldier, the gangster, the nigga, let it
Front
go.
line.
I be outside with them niggas and never fuck.
Let 'em
You
jerk.
say that you ready, nigga, you gon' have to let me know. I run up in your crib
Yeah.
and let about that
Yeah,
three
three
up.
up.
Talking about you good, nigga, you know how I fucking be.
Never
I be
did.
with them niggas acting like they really never be. Talking about you street nigga, you gon' have to
Stop.
show me.
Shit.
Hit you with that shit you ain't never seen yet.
Shinobi.
I'm from Jersey, nigga, the real one, you ain't
No,
really yet.
exit
Talking about
13,
you gangsta
Clint.
nigga with
Hollow
a big
crime.
gat. I know a bitch that'll come with a
With a
big
big
strap.
gat, yeah.
Suck on the nigga, give him neck, you know
Just
all
like
that.
that.
Dog nigga, I been a nigga, you know me.
They don't know
I be
that.
outside with niggas and never
Never
go
go
be.
be, they don't
And
go
I'm from
outside.
the hood, Jersey, north side, double clip. Real gangster nigga, you
I
know how
run
this
this
shit
shit.
really
Stay on my
Used
shit.
to go Z's up to get my whole fit.
Seven
I'm a
dudes.
real nigga, you know how this shit is.
Dude.
But mama fell in love with the dick.
dick.
And supply with the dick. So you know
I
I'ma
give her the
that
dick.
shit. I
Sincere
been
run
about
this
that money
shit.
though. Hey, city that I go.
Act Ma
Child,
run this
fuck me,
shit.
though. I don't play no games. I'm from
Fort
Jersey.
Worth
you
run
feel
this
me,
shit.
though? Stacking up that money too. I
Jersey
really go.
run this shit.
Look,
Get him.
love the way
Get
I
him.
move. She say I'm gangster by the way I do.
She already
Ain't no
know.
type of talking, you know I'ma keep it really true.
Keep it really
Niggas
true.
gon' hate on me for all this shit I really
Fucking
do.
do.
Getting to the money, buying houses, let's keep
Keep it
cool.
cool.
Nigga
Got-
wanna stop me,
got-
you gon' have to take me on my
I
block.
wish he would.
Ain't nothing like them nigga posted like a mailbox.
Mailbox.
I can bring that new out. I can bring the shotty too. AK the big thing, you know how I'ma really
They
do.
hating up.
A nigga gon' hate cause this bitch be really on my
My
shit.
dick.
She know I'm just God body. She know how this shit get
5%.
I don't play the games they play. She know I'm in the whip, foreign style. You know the shit that they can
keep
never
that
beat.
knock
Now she
shit.
know
I
me 'cause
keep
she know
that
how it's
shit.
gonna be.
Beat 'em all.
Sincere, I'm that nigga, one hell of a G.
G.
Play the fourth like I'm that nigga.
V12.
Don't ever fuck with me when I walk up in the bitch. You know
I'm
I'm
one
one
hell of a
G.
G.
They gonna always hate on me.
They gon' always hate on me.
But the
Why?
bitch wait on me. She know I'm just one hell
Love
of
a
a G.
G. One hell of a
One
G.
hell of a G.
What you tell me?
They wanna stop me. I'm
Never.
not outside, but I'm really so cocky.
Like
I'm
Rocky.
like I'm Rocky.
They can't.
You already know.
You already
You
know.
already know.
You already know. You already
What up, everybody? It's your boy Gangsta Cat, and this is The Bounce, and it's exactly where it go down. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you do your boy a favor and hit that subscribe button right there. You already know what it is. You know this the #1 spot, The Bounce. If you rocking with me like I'm rocking with you, then let's bounce on something. This your boy Gangsta Cat, and that's Kimmy. So you already know what it is. Make sure you subscribe to the page and help us get to where we need to be at $100,000 subscribers. You know what it is, man. I enjoy this content, and I hope you do too. Keep it cat.